China finds itself standing at the edge of a disaster that many experts have long feared but never truly imagined would come so close to reality. The mighty Three Gorges Dam, often described as one of the greatest feats of modern engineering, is now facing pressures unlike any it has encountered before. Record-breaking floods sweeping across the Yangtze River basin have pushed the colossal structure to its limits. Entire provinces downstream are watching anxiously, as the possibility of overflow or structural failure looms larger with each passing hour. This is not just another seasonal flood. This is an event testing the very resilience of China's most ambitious infrastructure project and shaking public confidence across the nation. The story begins with relentless rainfall across central and southwestern China. Meteorologists have recorded rainfall volumes exceeding historical averages, with some areas receiving over 500 millimeters in just a matter of days. This has created a chain reaction of swelling rivers, collapsing embankments, and overflowing reservoirs, yet all eyes are fixed on the Yangtze, China's longest and most vital river, which feeds directly into the Three Gorges Dam. The reservoir, already stretched to near capacity, is struggling to contain the unprecedented surge of water flowing into its basin. Experts describe the current situation as one of the most severe hydrological crises in China's modern history. Authorities have issued repeated reassurances that the dam remains structurally sound. Engineers insist that despite the massive inflows, the dam's design allows it to withstand record levels of pressure. Still, images circulating on Chinese social media platforms tell a different story, satellite captures showing swollen rivers, aerial footage of floodgates opening to release millions of cubic meters of water, and heartbreaking scenes of submerged villages downstream. The contrast between official statements and the reality unfolding on the ground has left the public uneasy, with many questioning whether the truth about the dam's condition is being fully disclosed. As floodwaters rise, the stakes for China's central government do not retire. The Three Gorges Dam is not just a hydroelectric facility, it is a symbol of national pride, technological achievement, and political ambition. Its construction displaced more than 1 million residents and submerged entire towns. Cultural relics, and farmlands, supporters hailed it as a project that would tame the Yangtze, prevent devastating floods, and generate clean power for decades to come. Critics, however, warned of potential geological and ecological consequences. Now, in the face of relentless rains and surging waters, those warnings are echoing louder than ever before. In the provinces downstream, the reality is already grim. Reports indicate that parts of Hubei, Anhui, and Jiangxi provinces are inundated, with millions of residents displaced from their homes. Emergency shelters are filling to capacity, while supply chains for food, water, and medical aid are stretched thin. Roads have been washed away, bridges destroyed, and farmland completely submerged. Farmers who rely on seasonal harvests to sustain their livelihoods face total ruin. In some towns, water levels have climbed so high that rooftops are the only visible markers of once thriving communities. Rescue workers, soldiers, and volunteers are racing against time to evacuate vulnerable populations, but the scale of the disaster is overwhelming. The pressure on the Three Gorges Dam is not just a question of water volume but also of time. Each hour that torrential rain continues adds to the strain. Hydrologists warn that the reservoir is approaching critical thresholds, forcing authorities to make difficult choices. Opening additional floodgates might relieve the dam's pressure, but it would also unleash torrents of water on downstream regions already drowning. Holding back the water, however, risks pushing the dam's capacity beyond safe limits. It is a dilemma with no perfect solution. and every decision carries immense consequences for millions of lives. International observers are closely monitoring the situation as well. The Three Gorges Dam has long been regarded as a marvel but also as a potential Achilles heel in China's infrastructure. Satellite images released by foreign agencies reveal swelling tributaries and rapidly changing water levels around the dam. Analysts point out that even if the dam itself does not collapse, the sheer pressure of redirected water could trigger landslides, earthquakes, or secondary disasters in surrounding areas. The vulnerability of such a massive project underscores the delicate balance between human ambition and natural forces. Public sentiment within China is also becoming a major concern. Social media platforms are flooded with posts from citizens demanding transparency, accountability, and timely updates. Many recall past incidents where officials downplayed risks until disasters became unavoidable. Videos of families wading through chest-deep water, schools submerged, and children being carried on makeshift rafts have gone viral. These images contradict the official narrative of full control and feed a growing sense of distrust. In some cities, residents have organized their own local defense measures, stacking sandbags, building barriers, and forming neighborhood rescue squads to protect what little remains of their property. Meanwhile, the economic toll is mounting. China's manufacturing hubs, many of which are located along the Yangtze, are facing widespread disruptions. Factories have been forced to halt operations due to power outages, transport blockages, and flooded warehouses. The agricultural heartlands, crucial for rice and grain production, are suffering losses that could affect food supply chains across the nation. Insurance companies are bracing for record claims, while small businesses, already weakened by economic slowdowns, face the risk of permanent closure. The flood crisis threatens to ripple far beyond the immediate disaster zone, casting a shadow over China's broader economic stability. The cultural cost of this unfolding tragedy cannot be ignored either. The Yangtze River basin is home to centuries-old heritage sites, temples, and historical landmarks. Many of these are now at risk of irreversible damage. Communities that trace their ancestry back generations are watching their homes, traditions, and memories disappear beneath the floodwaters. For them, this disaster is not merely material, it is deeply personal, a severing of ties to land and history that may never be restored. As the crisis deepens, global media outlets are drawing comparisons to past disasters in Chinese history. The floods of 1931, among the deadliest natural disasters in human history, claimed millions of lives. While advances in infrastructure and technology have significantly improved China's ability to manage floods since then, the sheer scale of today's challenges has reignited fears of history repeating itself. The possibility of a catastrophe linked to the Three Gorges Dam brings an added dimension of urgency and international attention. Experts stress that even if the dam survives this current test, long-term questions remain. Climate change is expected to intensify weather patterns, bringing heavier rains, stronger storms, and more unpredictable river flows. The Yangtze, already vulnerable to seasonal flooding, may pose even greater risks in the years to come. Can the Three Gorges Dam, a structure conceived in the 20th century, withstand the realities of the 21st century? Or has China placed too much faith in a single megaproject to hold back the forces of nature? The unfolding story is not just about a dam or a flood, it is about resilience, accountability, and the limits of human engineering. Across China, millions are grappling with the uncertainty of what tomorrow will bring. For families in low-lying areas, the nightmare is already here, and each rainfall intensifies their fears. For leaders in Beijing, the crisis is a test of governance, communication, and crisis management on a scale rarely seen in modern times. The world watches with a mixture of awe and dread as this drama plays out. If the Three Gorges Dam withstands the flood, it will stand as a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. If it falters, even partially, it could unleash a humanitarian crisis of unimaginable proportions. Either way, the events unfolding along the Yangtze River today will be remembered for generations as a defining moment in China's history. A moment when nature once again reminded humanity of its fragile place in the world.